So, as you remember, on the last class we had a topic on motivation. And today we have two topics about the motivation theories and about the rewards. And let's start from the motivation theories, because today I'm going to give you the final project, which is divided for the two parts. First will be the group assignment. As I know you already have your team or as a group. And the second one is the individual assignment. The individual assignment based on the two main questions which we had to answer, and the group assignment based on a case study. And there are 4 questions. And these 2 assignments we are going to see at the end of this class. First, let's start from the motivation theories, because the motivation theories and the rewards will be related to your assignments. And I already made to you that slides and the assignments. And when I mean the plus minus 15% means the minimum words of your assignment should be the group assignment, the 3,000 words. And you can add the 15% for that. And for the individual assignment, it's the 1,000 words. It's a plus minus 15% of the words means. So let's see the motivation theories first. So there is, as you remember, on the last class we had the talk about the motivation, and I explained to you what is motivation exactly, what is motivates people. And here is we'll look at the theories, which is developed by the scientists, and based on that theories, you will have the question on the group assignment. So, and you have to be very, you have to give me attention for the theories, because it will help you to answer for the questions. So let's see, the first is the hierarchy of needs, the Abraham Maslow theory. The Maslow represents this prepotency of needs as a hierarchy. And the most prepotent, the needs are shown at the bottom of the ladder, with the prepotency decreasing as one progresses upwards. In the picture you can see, from the bottom we have the needs, is the physiological needs. That means this kind of needs, the managers have to satisfy to employees. And this is the main needs by the Maslow, which is actually the important and the motivation step. So let's see that. Let's look at the needs from the bottom to top. Please mute your microphone. And here is the physiological needs, which explains that the employee and the personal physiological needs is hunger, is thirst, is like sex and rest. Yeah, this is we know this is like main physiological test, and the needs, and how the organization they cover this kind of needs. For example, just one I will explain to you. Let's see the basic salary. The basic salary and basic wants cover the physiological needs. I hope you are agree with me. The basic salary will cover this kind of needs. The second one is the safety, the physical safety and physiological security. What that means? That means then, for example, from the perspective of the organization, like any organization, company, they will have policies in the company. They have a private medical cover, the wide ranges of the insurance. That means through the insurance, through the medical cover, through the company policy, they will cover this is safety needs. And also here is we can say that the good, healthy organizational culture also cover the safety needs. So, and next one, the third one, the belonging needs. Here is we can see the affiliation, the acceptance, the being of part of something. This means that the company, like any organization, company makes the individuals to feel a part of the bigger picture by providing the rewards, by providing the opportunities for everyone to work, to study, to learn, and to develop. And here is we can give the example like a profit sharing. For example, the profit sharing, like the main key of the belonging to the whole company. If your companies provide the profit sharing to all employees, and employees are able to buy this is the share of the company, that means they already feel that they are part of the company, they belong to the company. So this is how is explained by the belonging needs. And the next one is the esteem needs. That means the respect from the others, the self-respect, and the recognition. This means, for example, the organization recognizes that every employee by equality, by the diversity, by the promotions, by the personal development and the training. And this is why I mean the respect from others, from when the company provides the training opportunities for everybody. That means it's respect to every employee. So at the top of the ladder, we can see the self-actualization needs. This is reaching your maximum potential, doing your own best thing. This means that organizations have to develop you by the career ladder, will promote you, for example. And this is like company provides you the progress, the perspective long-term career for the motivators. And you as an employee will grow and develop your own skills and abilities. So, and you will reach your own enthusiast would say your own needs, your own like dreams at the company, if you would like to say like this. So this is the first is the hierarchy of needs, the Abraham Maslow theory, the motivation theory. So let's move to the next theory. Here is we have dual factor theory, which is provided by the Friedrich Herzberg. And here there are two types of motivators. He says like we have two types of motivators. One is which is results in the satisfaction with the job, and another one which is merely prevent the dissatisfaction with the job. So the two types are quite separate and distinct from one another. And Herzberg called the factor which result in the job satisfaction motivators that satisfies the employees, which is another one that prevents the dissatisfaction, the hygienes, whereas we can see the factors which may prevent the dissatisfaction, we call the hygienes the factors like this. And there is given the examples you can see. Examples, just a moment, I have question from the Mr. Akmal. Could you please explain more about the physiological needs? Okay, let's move back. Oh, sorry. The physiological needs, means any person, any employee, any man needs physiological have to cover the physiological needs like hunger, like thirst and rest, and like organization when it provide the basic salary to the employee, and through this salary, organization motivate people and help to cover this is physiological needs of any person. This is what means the physiological needs. So let's move back. The dual factor theory. So here is we have two main factors: the satisfaction and dissatisfaction factors. And the factor which leads to the satisfaction of the job is achievement. There is achievement, the recognition, the work itself, the responsibility, the advancement. This is from perspective of the manager. And the fact which may prevent the dissatisfaction, let's see that this is like a company policy and administration. Like working conditions, means like maybe you don't like this is working conditions, it's not fit your work-life balance. The supervision, your supervisor, maybe you are not satisfied with your supervisor, with your top manager, let's say. Also interpersonal relations. Interpersonal relation means between the another colleagues you have a not so good friendship, like a relationship. And also money, could be also money as a dissatisfaction, means like when you have a low salary and money becomes a dissatisfaction factor. A status means when you are being like just on a operational level and you want to grow and you don't have any opportunity and your status remain as the same for a few years. And security means when maybe your organization have no any security at the company. And this kind of factors may prevent the dissatisfaction to the job. So this is a dual factor theory. And let's move to the next theory. We have the third one is a theory X and theory Y, which is being developed by the Douglas McGregor. And he describes two construction models of the workforce motivation. That means the theory X and theory Y. The two kinds of models which can be developed, which can be motivated by the managers. So let's see the theory X. Here is a theory X manager. Manager means organization, means HR department. Believe that his or her employees do not really want to work. They are like lazy, and that they would rather avoid the responsibility, and that is manager's job to structure and the work and energize the employee, to motivate them. This is like a first type of the people, of the persons who do not want to work. Actually, they are lazy at the job and they have a less responsibility and commitment to the organization. And next one is theory Y. And here is management assumes that the employees may be ambitious and self-motivated and exercise self-control, and believe that the employees enjoy their mental and physical work duties. Like if you like your job, like enjoy, you will belong to the group of theory Y. And on the next slide, we can see the examples of these theories. Let's see the theory X assumptions. Like here is the theory X assumptions, like people who are lazy and do not want to work. The people inherently dislike work. People must be coerced or controlled to do work to achieve objectives, and people prefer to be directed. And the theory Y assumption here is that people view work as being as natural as play and rest, like they enjoy their work, they're satisfied, and people will exercise the self-direction and self-control toward achieving the objectives they are committed to, and the people learn to accept and seek responsibility. they are actually responsible and committed to the organizations. And I have a question from Ms. Masuda. In exterior manager responsible for motivation, the staff or HR department? Here is the answer, that is the managers and the HR department all together responsible for the motivation of employees. Because the HR department will prepare the motivation programs, and the manager must to help to the HR to prepare that programs, because they are closely with the employees and know what they want and what they need actually. Yeah, both. Yeah, Mr. Barak said both. Yes, right. So let's see the next theory. We have three needs of theory, which is developed by the David McClelland. He says like that the employees needs divide for the three main factors, as we can see. First is the need for achievement. Every employee needs for achievement, like need for the achievement of some goals, their own goals, and also the personal responsibility. The feedback, need feedback from the top managers, and have to moderate its risk. This is more related to the individuals. And the second one is a need for power, like employees need influence. Need competitive means need competitive between the other colleagues. This will motivate them work better and get good results. Also, we have a need for affiliation. Then all employees, as like a normal people, need friendship. Means friendship and good organization culture in the company. The acceptance from the top manager, for example. The cooperative. So this is McClelland theory. And I have a question that from Mr. Akmal, that he asking how can we understand the moderate risk? Moderate risk means from the perspective of the employee, they need to moderate their own risk, to be controlled. Self-control means self-directed, to take a decision making by on your own hands means. This is means the moderate risk. Like when you get some project, and maybe top manager can give you the responsibility for decision making, and you can do what you would like to actually, what you want. Not like after one or two questions when you have go to the top manager and ask, can I do this one or can I do that one? This is like take a decision making on yourself means moderate risk. So let's see the next theory. Here is something about also the trainings of theory. However, when they are promoted, this is actually the trainings of theory means when their success depends not on their own work but on the activities of the others, they may be less effective. And since they are highly job-oriented and work to their capacity, they tend to expect the others to do the same. So as a result, here is they sometimes lack the human skills and patience necessary for being effective managers of people who are competent but have a higher need for affiliation than they do. So in this situation, they are overemphasizes and producing frustrate these people and prevent them from maximizing their own potential. And this is means from the perspective of the employees and managers. And this while the achievement-motivated people are needed in the organization, they do not always make the best manager unless they develop their human skills. Here is all this talk explained that you have to develop your own human skills. this here is not is the good best manager, the leadership is important. The most important is when you develop your own human skills and abilities. And being a good producer is not sufficient, not to make an effective manager means. So this is a trinity of theory. So next one, we have the expectancy theory of the motivation, which is provided by the Victor Vroom. So here is the Victor Vroom has challenged the assertion of the human relationist that the job satisfaction leads to increased productivity. I think you are agree with that assumption. And the assumption is that if management keeps employees happy, they will respond by increasing productivity. So this is what Victor Vroom says. And here is also something else. We have an individual will act in a certain way based on the expectation, and that the act will be followed by a given outcome, and on the attraction of that outcome means an individual will perform their job to get in the future the rewards or bonuses or the salaries. And these rewards have to be attractive, means be interesting, like highly value, must have a high value. And here is the three main questions which employees gives to itself. Here is how hard will I have to work to get the reward? And what is the reward? Means what kind of reward you are going to get. There could be on the cash, on the non-cash, like intangible reward, like insurance, like medical insurance, like providing the car from the organizations. And another question is attracting. How attractive is the reward? Like how the reward is, how is attractive for you? Do you like this reward? Like when your company provides to you the insurance, when company provides you some lunch vouchers, for example. Or maybe you prefer more just a cash beside of this reward. And in organization terms, this concept of motivation pictures an individual occupying a role faced with a set of alternative voluntary behaviors, all of which have some associated outcomes that are good to them. And that means that all employees must know when they have here you see if the individual chooses the behavior one, an outcome that will be a result. If you choose the behavior two, here the example says that, for example, like when you got some project, when you complete that project, you will get some kind of results. From that project, if it's success, you get the rewards. And maybe you have a different type of the project, and you will of different type, you'll get another kind of reward. This is all about employees have to know how hard they have to work and what kind of reward they would expect from the organization. So this is the expectancy theory of motivation. So let's move to the next slide. Here we have an equity theory, which is provided by Stacy Adams. He said that an employee compares his or her jobs with the inputs and outcomes ratio with that of reference. He says that if the employee perceives inequity, he will act to correct the inequity, the lower productivity, the reduced quality, the increased absenteeism, and voluntary resignation. Means inequity means when you work very hard and you will get very good reward, and this satisfies you and you are already motivated, yeah. But another example, when you work hard, and you will get the reward, which is you didn't expect that kind of reward, which is a law, like for example. And this follows that on the next month, for example, the next week, you will work more, let's say, you will get the lower productivity, and you will reduce your quality of the job. Means that your performance will be low. You will increase the absenteeism. Maybe you won't go to the work. You are dissatisfied with the work. You are dissatisfied with that rewards. And at the end of this, you want to get the resignation from the company. This means equity theory. Equity means for equal work, you want to get the equal rewards. You would like to get the equal salary. Means this is the equal theory. So let's see the next slide. We have a Skinner's reinforcement theory. Also, the Skinner's theory simply states those employees' behavior that lead to the positive outcomes will be repeated, and the behaviors that lead to negative outcomes will not be repeated. So here, the manager should positively reinforce employ the behaviors that lead to positive outcomes, and manager should not negatively reinforce the employee to get the negative outcomes from the employees. And for example, research studies that as employees' income increases, money becomes the less motivator. And also, as employees get older, interesting work becomes more motivated. Think about these two states. Do you feel that when your income increases and then your money becomes less of motivator, and maybe you need another recognition from the employees, another kind of reward? Maybe you would like to manage your work-life balance, means you would like to work on the flexible time. You would like to get a flexible time to work. And as employees get older, for example, here the interesting work becomes more motivated. Maybe it depends on each family. I say from each person. When older people already maybe have some kind of pension, maybe some kind of funds at the bank or deposits at the bank, and for them the interesting work becomes more works become more important than just get the cash like salary. So think about those two things. Maybe you are one of them already. So this is the Skinner's reinforcement theory. And here it says that that when managers when employees they get positive outcomes, means positive rewards, means a good salary. Of course, they will repeat their work, they will perform better in the next time. But when they will get a negative salary, like here is, of course, and the next time they will not repeat their good performance. So this is Skinner's reinforcement, little bit same as the previous one, little familiar like this. So let's see the next slide. We will see also the theory of integration and implications. This is you can see the figure, the integration of the contemporary theories of motivation. On the next slide, we can see the examples. So this theory suggests for the motivating the employees, the managers, the organizations itself have to recognize the individual differences. Like here is the diversity, which is diversity exists in the company, very important. Match the people to the jobs. Use the goals, the individualize the rewards, Individualized means when not only all employees have a same kind of rewards. Maybe some of them perform better than others. Of course, you have to get a better reward than others. This is means what is individualized. And for example, here is some prefer the rewards in the cash, some prefer rewards in the other kind of things like insurance, like lunch vouchers, get a trip holiday, and the link rewards to performance. Of course, this is important. On the performance part, we thought about that the performance has to be linked with the rewards, and check the system for equity, that the equality in the job in the organization is very important. So, and don't ignore the money. Of course, as you know, as I know, the money is first and the main motivator at the work, at the job. So I have a question from Mr. Akmal. Which of these theories have given the good result in the world? Actually, we have another one theory. Let's finish these theories, and then I will answer for the question. We will have a discussion about these theories. Okay. So next, we have the Hawthorne effect Mayo theory. It has been described as a reward you reap when you pay attention to people. And the mere act of showing people that you are concerned about them usually spurs them to better job performance. And the Hawthorne effect has also been called the somebody upstairs cares syndrome. It's not as simplistic as the ideal, popular, and the human relations craze over the recent years that you just have to be nice to work. It's more than the etiquette. When people spend a large portion of their time at work, they might have a sense of belonging, of being part of a team. So when they do, they produce better. And this is a Hawthorne effect. That means Hawthorne effect, the Mayo explains that at the work, at the job, the very important when the organizations concerns about you, thinking about you, care you as a good employee. And from this perspective, of course, the employees will get a good performance. And this is motivate people when for example, top manager concerns about its employees, about its senior managers, like have a good friendship. Concerns means when company provides health insurance to the employees. Concerns means when company provide flexi time working to the employees, like this. They're like maternity payment, like for the women when they got a child and so on. This is a Hawthorne effect, Mayo. And that's all. So here is we have looked at the 9 main theories, motivation theories. And if you read on the internet or in other literature, maybe you can find some new theories, recent theories. But this is the main motivation theories which company use. And I'd like to say that the good companies, like a company with the good productivity, they use in the combination of maybe of all these 9 of kind of motivation theories. In the combination, all of them or 2 or 3 of them, this depends on the company nature. So, and I had a question, what kind of motivation theory is better? Here is we can't say that what kind is better. If it depends on the employee needs. like first you have to analyze your employees' needs at the organizations, what they do really like, how they really can be satisfied, with what kind of rewards. So this is the main question. And then you can give answer what kind of motivation theory you can use at this kind of situation. Maybe once of your employee more like the Mayo, the hot turn effect, more concerns about when the top manager concerns about him or she. Another one maybe concerns about just get a good salary, high salary. Another one maybe is another employee maybe concerns about equity. He or she wants be manage as equal, get the equal salary for the equal performance for the equal job. This the questions comes from the employee side, what they like, what they want. This is main questions. And then you'll choose your the motivation theories. So let's move to the next topic. We have a reward topic. I have no any questions. It's operational. I have a question. Ms. Masud asking, what is operational? I didn't understand your question. So let's move. No operation. So optional. Yes, right. This is optional. Yes, of course. This means what employees like, what they are interested in, what kind of rewards, in what kind of motivators, let's say, not only rewards. Maybe some of like younger one, maybe they are more motivated first from the training and development. They need first like to get a new kind of skills and abilities. Another kind of people like maybe like older, maybe they just interested in the work in the from what kind of organization culture they have, or in the relationship with other colleagues, friendship. They would like just get satisfied, enjoy their work. And another people like they interested only in the let's say in the salary, in the cash, in the reward, what they can get, how much they can get. This is the questions. So now let's I have some questions also. Mr. Akmal says that in his organization they have some conflict between the employees, that the skilled employees getting higher salaries than the skilled. The skilled employees getting higher than the unskilled people. How we can stimulate the unskilled employees to better coordinate with the skilled employees? Here is actually of course the skilled, multi-skilled employees get a good salary, but any manager, any organization have to provide the training and development opportunities to all of kinds of employees, the unskilled or skilled already. That will prevent to equality at the organizations, and we will get the good culture in the organizations. And first, to solve this problem between when ones are not happy with others, you have to give others same opportunities, like same opportunities to get a new skills and new abilities and be skilled. So then they will get the good salary and high reward. So let's see the next topic. We have a topic about the rewards. So in the topic of the reward, we will talk more detail about the rewards. So structure of the lesson, introduction of the reward, the salaries. We'll talk about more detail about the salaries, more detail about the incentives, about the pensions, and about the benefits. And the final project at the end of this class, we will talk about the case study, about the Kellogg's case study, building a better workplace through the motivation. So why I told you that the motivation theory is very important topic for you, because your final project will be based on these theories. So let's see the topic itself. So here is when we talk about reward, let's talk about the reward strategies. Actually, what is there? They are seek to help achieve the organizational objectives and the priorities. And as an example, we have a total reward strategy. We can say this is total reward. Maybe you already hear about the total reward package, total reward program, like this. The total reward includes the tangible rewards concerned with the pay and benefits, and also intangible rewards, which is concerned with the learning and development and work experience itself. And the figure 1 shows you the model of total reward. You can see here is we have a transactional, which is tangible rewards, the relational, intangible rewards, which is here is the pay, benefits, learning and development, and work environment. And on the pay, we have a base pay, which is salary, like annual basis, long-term incentives, the shares, profit sharing. Pay, which is always concerned with the money. And benefits, we have the pensions, the holidays, the perks, and flexibility. The flexibility, flexi timings. Under the learning and development, we have training, on-the-job learning, the performance management, the career management, and the succession planning. And on the work environment, we have organization culture, the leadership, the communications, the involvement, work-life balance, and non-financial recognition. So this is the models of the total reward. And on the next slide, we have explanation. The perks means here is on the benefits. I have a question. What is perks? Perks means some additional payment, like bonuses, like this means. So let's see the next slide. Here is the upper two quadrants, the pay and benefits, represent the transactional rewards. These are the financial in nature and are essential to recruit and retain the staff, but can be easily copied by the competitors. So you have to remember that the pay and benefits, almost this kind of rewards used at the beginning when you recruit and at the end of when you retain the staff, but this kind of rewards can be copied very easily by the competitors. In contrast, we have relational or non-financial rewards. They are produced by the lower two quadrants and essential to enhance the value of the upper two quadrants, and they are less easy to imitate by the competitors, which is copied by the competitors. So we have seen the non-financial. This is work environment, like organizational culture, like leadership, like communication, work-life balance. This kind of non-financial. You won't get the money from this, but you can get. This is seems like a motivator. and like can satisfy you as employee. And they are very hard to copy. And learning and development, when the company provides you the training and development programs, and they comes also in intangible rewards, in intangible things. So you can get at the cash. So, and they are very hard to copy. And the real power comes when organizations combine the two of them, the relational and transactional rewards. When company combine the both kind of rewards. And let's see, the figure shows you the 4 distinct categories of the rewards identified by Armstrong and Brown. Now we can see this is the type of rewards. For example, individual can be the base pay, the contingent pay, the bonuses, incentives, shares, profit sharing. We have a transaction like a pensions. Transaction means when you will get in the future like pension, or holidays when you are not going to get a cash, but you will get some trip. Healthcare, the other perks as additional like rewards and flexibility. Here is also relational, learning and development training and career development, and the Camel relationship, leadership, organization, values, voice, and this is 4 distinct categories of the rewards. They actually represent the total reward program, the total reward scheme as we see before. So we can say this is like total reward scheme, and the 4 distinct categories of the reward, they are same. They are in one actually. And each has equal potential significance as a source of revenue from the employee perspective. Each of them means are very important. Quadrants means, here they have a question, what is means quadrants? Quadrants here is in the figure, this is a quadrants, means this kind of scheme figure. You see quadrants, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 pay and benefits, this is upper quadrants. Upper quadrants means upper 2 parts means. And learning and development work means the down quadrants. Here is okay. Let's see the core objectives of the reward strategy. So you have to know that what kind of objectives of the reward strategy, and then you can know how to attract the employees, how to motivate the employees actually. So the objectives from the employer side. So the reward strategies, they are all aimed to attract the staff, attracting staff. The more attractive the package, the more application will be received from the potential employees, and more choice the organization will have when they fill its vacancies. Means here is in the attracting staff means the more attractive package is better for the organizations, and the employees will be very high motivated. And retaining staff, the costs associated with the recruiting and developing people, as well as the growing significance of specialized organization knowledge in creating value and maintaining competitive advantage. So meaning that the retain effective performance is a central aim of reward strategy in many organizations. So because retain staff is very difficult. It's more than difficult than the recruited staff. Because what means retain staff? Because when you got already experienced, highly skilled staff, the employees, and when they already got all the like very long-term experience at the organization, they got new skills and knowledge, and they like can move to another organization, and you have to keep them, to retain them at your company. And here is the reverse strategies is very important. How to keep them, how to retain that kind of stuff. And driving change, we have as an objective, pay can be used specifically as one of a range of tools underpinning the change management processes. Means when you have some changes in the organizations, and when the employees are not satisfied with that kind of changes, and do you remember about the change we had the topic when the employees, they are have a resistance for the change. They don't want to change. They don't want to break their routine job. And here is the payment. Let's say the organization provides some additional payment for the employees to get that change, to change actually. And this is motivate people actually for changes. This helps organizations to manage all their goals, like when it's related to the change. And let's see the next. We have also motivating stuff. Also as objective of the reverse strategies, aside from the helping to ensure that the effective performers are recruited and retained. In more general terms, it's necessary that the reward package they are given serves to motivate positively and does not demotivate. Means means the reward package should be motivate positively, get the satisfaction from the employees. So we have a corporate reputation. Aside from the aim of developing and maintaining a reputation as a good employer in the labor market, organizations are increasingly concerned to establish a positive corporate reputation more generally. Here it means when you reward your employees in very good conditions and they are satisfied with them, of course they will can tell to others, and you can get a good reputation as a company, as organizations, as a leader in that your field. And affordability, we have an organizational objectives have to be priorities that, and decisions made about how limited resources are best to be deployed so as to maximize the positive impact of reward management interventions on the organization performance. Here it means that you have all organizations have limited resources like employees, and the reward strategy here is very important to keep them to give them opportunity for growing. For career development, for example, for prospects, for new prospects. So let's see the next slide. So here is we have an objective from the employee side. You might think that the employees have only one objective as far as the reward is concerned, namely to maximize the amount that they earn. Indeed, some theorists agree that the employees are primarily interested in the maximizing the amount they earn while also minimizing the effort they put into to achieve these earnings. Means minimizing your effort means work less, like for example. And here is we have a purchasing power. The absolute level of weekly or monthly earnings determines the standard of living of the recipient and will therefore be most important consideration of the most employees. So purchasing power means when employee has purchasing power. Means when you can get you can get a good salary, and you can go to shopping and get what would you like actually, buy what do you want actually. So, and reward strategy must help to the employees to to increase this purchasing power for each person. So we have also fairness. The employee who feels underpaid is likely to demonstrate their conventional signal of withdrawal from the job, looking for another carelessness and disgruntled and lateness, absence, and the like. Fairness means when the each person must be like reward same. Reward like here is we can say the equality theory, as you remember, equality theory for equal performance, equal reward, for equal effort, equal salary. Means you have to get a fair salary for your job. If you are not going to get, this is like a reward strategy helps you to get you this equality actually at the work. If you can't get this, of course you will look for another job, and you maybe you perform worse than before. So let's see the next slide. The rights. A different aspect of relative income is that concerned with the rights of employee to particular share of the employee's profits. Means when the organization can provide the profit sharing to the employees, when they have a right to buy the share of the company. This is also motivate the people. So we have recognition that most people have an objective for their payment arrangements, and that their personal contribution is recognized. Recognition means when you have some kind of project, and maybe you perform it better than expected by the managers. And from this side, of course, you would like to get, you would like to be high recognized, get more than you expected. This is for example, from the top management side, they should produce your recognition. They have to give you recognition for your job. So we have a composition. How is the pay package made up? Actually, you have to understand. For example, you have some kind of salary. And why is this salary? Why is this salary? What kind this salary? For example, what kind of details of the salary this include? How the company calculated, or for example, solved that you have to get this kind of salary. The growing complexity and sophistication of the payment arrangements raise all sorts of questions about the pay composition. Here you can see the question: is £400 pay for 60 hours work better than the 280 for 40 hours work? What do you think? What is better for you? And actually, you can calculate what kind of variation is better, and you have to know, like, I prefer this kind of variation. This is better. Think about it. I would like to get your answer. See the composition objective. Is £400 pay for 60 hours work better than the 2 for 40 hours work? What do you think? You can just calculate it and give opportunities. The composition means all employees have to know that they can get fairness salary, and why salary is, from what kind of details that salary is, let's say, amounted actually. No, this is here is not about the responsibilities. This is just an example one. For example, when you would like to change your job, when you are coming to the interview, and maybe the HR managers can ask you, is 400 pay for 60 hours is better for you? What would you like to choose, the 400 for 6 hours or 280 for 40 hours? So, and you have to be very, let's say, quickly calculate what is better for you and answer. This is the questions. So let's see the next. The payment of an individual will be made up of one or more elements from those shown in Figure 3. So now we will see the composition of the salary of the payment actually. We have a fixed elements, are those that make up the regular weekly or monthly payment to the individual, which is the salary actually, and which do not vary other than in exceptional circumstances. Salary means it's fixed when you will get the fixed salary, and variable elements can be varied by either the employer or the employer. For example, it depends from your performance, or it depends on from the profit of the company, like when you have bonuses from the profit of the company, depends on the productivity of the company. So let's see. Here is Figure 3 shows you the potential elements of the payment. You can see the variables elements, the fixed elements, bonuses, overtime payment, premium benefits, passage, and basic rate of payment. And let's see, this is just as an example. Let's see the explanation each of them. Oh, thanks a lot. All are you already answered for that questions. So let's see the basic rate. What is the basic rate? Basic rate means standard rate, means fixed salary. Plus H, it means an addition to the basic as a startup allowance or mask money, we can say like a dirt money and so forth. Benefits, we have a benefits like a lunch on the vouchers, like some vouchers for the meals, discount purchase schemes, and the range of welfare provisions such as the free. What we have is like a free chiropody and the cheap hairdressing. Sorry, what is the action? Chiropody, free chiropody and the cheap hairdressing. I think this is more good benefits for the woman. And we have a premium where employees work at the inconvenient times on the shifts or the permitting at night. They receive the premium payment as a compensation for the inconvenience. We have overtime. It's customary for employees working more hours than the normal for the working week to be paid for those hours, and they will get an enhanced rate, usually between 10 and 50% more than the normal rate, according to how many hours are involved. And we have an incentive, an element of payment linked to the working performance. We have a payment by result schemes, the commission payment to salespeople, the skill-based schemes, and performance-related pay schemes. And about all these schemes, we will talk later more detail. And we have a bonus is linked to the performance of the business, profit sharing. Bonus always are linked to the profit of the whole company. So this is just in the detail, the rewards, what employees can get, and we have explanation each of them. So let's see the next slide. Now we talk about the salary in more detail. The most important component of the reward package, at least for most employees, is their monthly or weekly salary. I think you agree with me. And monthly suggests that the following as a typical 7-way division of jobs: the executive management, professional, technical, administrative, the skilled manual, and manual. This is like seven types of the employees, and each of them are different. The salary, each of them are different. And let's see the next slide. Figure 4 shows you the typical salary groups. This is in the UK. You can see the group 1, like clerical and administrative. They will get the salary like 10,000, 15,000 pounds in the year. This is means not in the 1 month, in the whole year. Group 2, the technical and specialist, get what 15,000 to the 24. This is just example. This is just an example. Statistics given this kind. Middle management, the general management, the senior management, they get the high salary in the organization. So let's see. This is just for you as example. You can see how much the people get salary in the UK. And actually, I have seen the statistical data about the salary in the world, and in the UK, the people get the highest salary in the world actually. So let's see the next slide. In the salaries, we have also the meaning like the national minimum wage. I think you also have in your country, but I don't know how much it is. In different countries, it's different. And this is the rate of the national minimum wage. Is not linked to any formula, but is set by the Secretary of State for Trade and Industry after consultation with a body of experts and representatives from the industry known as the Low Pay Commission. And the main objective is always to set the highest rate possible that will not appreciably have an adverse impact on the employment levels. And in the practice, the level of the minimum wage is increased from the 1st of October each year. Maybe in your country it can be different. And in recent years, the increase will exceed of the prevailing rate of the inflation. You have to know that national minimum wage is always linked to the inflation. So let's see the next slide. Let's talk about the incentives. We have 5 types of the incentive payments. The incentive payments can be paid to the employees by the piecework, by the commission, by the profit chain, by the productivity, depends on productivity, and bonuses. And depends on the bonuses, which is linked to the performance, for example. And let's see. We have a payment by result schemes. Historically, the most widely used incentive schemes have been those which reward employees according to the number of items or units of work they produce, or the time they take to produce them. This is an example can be given like more production sector, like some fabrics and so on. And let's see, we have the payment by result schemes and the types. We have like individual time saving. A standard time is derived for work sequence, and the employee receives an additional payment for the time saved in completing a number of such operations. So as I told you, this is also related to production companies, to production sector. Like you will get the additional payment when you save some job time at the work. You save the time at the operation working time. So let's see the next one. We have also measured day work. The employees are paid a fixed sum as long as they maintain a predetermined and aggregate level of working. Measured day work, like when you get a fixed salary, this is like more widely used. And when you achieve some kind of duties at your job on a day, so this is the simple one. Just pay the fixed sum, fixed amount actually for your work. Next one, we have a group and plant-wide incentives. A variant of the on the group incentive is the plant-wide bonus scheme, under which all employees in the plant or other organization share in a pool bonus that is linked to the level of output, the value added by the employees collected, or some similar formula. This means like when you have a teamwork, or some department getting same salary, and all depend based the payment based on the performance or the teamwork performance. So in here is all employees like have to work as same, get the same duties on yourself. And we have advantages like this kind of incentives. They improve the group performance, they promote the development of the team working, and reduce the level of management control. And disadvantages, we have no link between the individual effort and an individual reward. Means like when you have a team working some project, and maybe some of person work harder than others, and maybe another one is perform very low. And this is when another one is dissatisfied with that because one is work harder and another is work more, like say, worse. And why they are two of these people can get the same salary? Like one of them is dissatisfied with that factor actually. And this is like group and plant-wide incentives. Like when team working, like a payment based on the team working actually. So let's see the next one. The commission. We have incentives like a commission. The employees are paid on a commission based on the sales. And it is widespread practice. I think you know this is most in the like shopping and the trading companies, in trading sector, like employees paid based on the commission, based on the sales, based on the output actually. So let's see, we have disadvantages of this kind of schemes, which means based on the performance actually. We have operational inefficiencies. For incentives to work to the mutual satisfaction of both parties, there has to be a smooth operation flow, with material, job cards, equipment, and storage special really available exactly when they are needed, and still demand for the output. Means operational efficiency means when, for example, you get the salary based on your results. Based on your, but here is like maybe you have some kind of problem with the flow, with the material, with the job cards, for example, with equipment, and of course the quality of the goods will be worse than should be. So, and this is maybe not your, like say, not depend on you, but you will get salary depend on you, on the quality of what did you produce actually. PBR means here is, let's see, oh sorry, payment by result schemes. Payment PBR, payment by result schemes. So, and disadvantages of these schemes. Quality of work. The employers need to reward individuals with the most highly developed skills, or those who are most adaptable to the operation of new methods and technology. However, flaw goods always found. That means quality of this is like payment by results, means you produce some kind of notebook, like some kind of good, some kind of thing, and this quality should be good. And when you have some problem, like when you have in the organization low-skilled employees, of course, they can produce not quality the production, the goods, for example. And of course, in production, for example, you always have some flow goods at the end of the operation. And also we have the quality of working life, the payment by the results schemes may demotivate the workforce and so impair the quality of working life for individual employees. And PBRI is associated with the worst aspects of rationalized work: routine, tight control, hyper-specialization, and mechanistic practices. The work is characterized as a machine. This is as all examples given in the production sector. You know, like in the production sector, all jobs are like routine, like tight control, and people feel like they are machine, like they like same as a machine. They do work same every day by day. And obscurity of payment arrangements. Many employees actually misunderstand their schemes. In the production, yeah, they misunderstand why they get that kind of salary. So let's see the next slide. We have also the incentives paid by the performance-related pay. Before was the payment paid by the results of the production, what you produce, for example. And now is a performance-related pay. This is like, we can say, for example, like this more service sector, like service, like banks, like another organizations. So this involves the award of a pay rise or bonus payment to individual employees following a formal assessment of their performance over a defined period, normally the previous year. This like incentives when you get at the end of the year, when your top manager will assist you, how did you perform in the whole year, and at the end of year you will get some kind of incentives. That means additional payment. So let's see the next. We have two kinds of performance schemes. Is a merit-based system and the goal-based system. The merit-based system simply involves the immediate supervisor undertaking an appraisal of each subordinate's work performance during the previous year. A proportion of the future remuneration is then linked to the scores derived from the supervisor assessment. So merit-based system is, I have to remember that it depends on the appraisal from the top management, from the assessment of your supervisor. And goal-based system, here is the supervisor and subordinate, means employee, meet at the start of the appraisal period and agree between them a list of objectives which is the appraiser will seek to meet during the coming months. Like when your supervisor gives you some kind of objectives, some kind of projects, and you already have some you already manage with your supervisor what you have to done, what you have to do actually, and when you done it, and what you will get from that kind of project. And this is goal-based system. So merit-based system is paid by the end of year, paid based on the assessment from the supervisor, and the goal-based system paid based on the how did you perform that goals, how did you perform that kind of project, for example. So here is we used Mr. Brock said that the company used the goal-based system. Okay, yes, I think this is more better variation, because merit-based system, like how is happening actually. When you, at the end of the year, when your supervisor assists you, for example, and give you some kind of incentives, but if during the year your supervisor has been changed, and how the assessment will be actually, how the new supervisor will continue the assessment. This is like a difficult question. Do you agree? And here is the goal-based system. I think it's more better than the merit-based system. But depends on the company, depends on the organization, what they prefer actually. So let's see the next slide. So what kind of attraction means what kind of advantages of the performance-based system? Attracting and retaining good performance, improving the individual and corporate performance, the clarifying the job roles and duties, improving communication, improving motivation, reinforcing management control, the identifying development objectives, reinforcing the individual employment relationship at the expense of the collective, and delivering an individual without the need to promote them. So this is all performance-based. This is the main objectives. And today, actually, most of companies use the performance-based schemes in their organizations. So, and also what we have a disadvantages, also performance. Let's see what kind of disadvantages. Here is them. The employees paid by the performance scheme, especially where the incentive is substantial, tend to develop a narrow focus on their work. They concentrate on those aspects which they believe will initiate the payments, while neglecting other parts of their job. Means like when you have a few projects and you have to complete all of them at some period. And for one project, you have some kind of very high incentives, and of course, all your effort, all your mind will be concentrated on that kind of project, and others one you just will keep for when you have a free time. And this is a disadvantage of the performance based. Also, because of its individual nature, it tends to undermine the team working. The people focus on their own objectives at the expense and cooperating with colleagues. Here it means that performance-based means the team working here will be very on the low level because all individual try to perform better than others, and here they have some competitive, like the colleagues looks like competitors among each other. They would like perform better and get a good incentives. This is like disadvantage because here is the team working will suffer in that kind of organizations. And performance schemes, because it involves managers rating employees, can lead to the situation in which a majority of staff are demotivated when they receive their rating. And this occurs where people perceive their own performance to be rather better than is considered to be by the supervisor, a common situation. And the result is a negative effect on the motivation of the staff who are unexceptional, but loyal and valued. These are often the very people on whom an organization depends most. Here's, I would like to say that these performance schemes, when a supervisor can rate each employee, and when a supervisor rates you very low and compared to others, of course you feel dissatisfied, demotivated, and this will affect on your performance, on yourself, on the future of your performance. So maybe you would like in the next time you will have like feeling to find another job, to resign. So this is disadvantages. So let's see the next slide. So, and also we have employees are rarely in a position wholly determine the outcomes of their own performance. The factors outside their control play an important role, leading to a situation in which the achievement of non-achievement of the objective is particularly a matter of chance. And even the most experienced manager finds it difficult to undertake fair and objective appraisal of what the employees perform. The subjective judgments are often taken into account, leading to a perception of bias. Means that some supervisors more likes some kinds of employees, for example, better than the others. Of course, they can give them the good rate. Maybe they have some kind of relationship, good friendship, for example. This is like from subjective, your feelings. Of course, we are all people, and we can't exclude that our feelings, our relationship in the company with others. For example, we can like somebody, like as a staff, and not because of performance, because of like him or her, like as a person, says like this. And this is like personal, your feelings, your relationship. Of course, they will occur like in every organization, and will reflect on the rating of the supervisors. So the supervisor can give some good or bad rating to the employees whom they like or don't like. So let's say this is. And in organizations subject to swift and profound change, objectives set for a coming year may become the obsolete after a few months. Employees then find themselves with an incentive to meet goals which are no longer priorities for the organizations. Here it means like when you have some changes in the company, for example, performance-based scheme. At the end of the year, you already got some results based on core objectives of the company. But during the year, you have some kind of changes in the organizations, and maybe the core objectives should be a different one. Your performance should be different, and this is like you have a misunderstanding between the what they perform and what kind of goals the organization have actually. The employees' performance will confuse with the organization's goals because they already maybe change. This is like, let's say this is as a disadvantage of the performance scheme. Next one, what we have else? So actually, this is here is we have another one disadvantages. You can read yourself, and let's move to the next because we have to finish our class. We have to finish our slides by this session. So let's see the next. Disadvantages you can read yourself at home. This is very easy to understand. And using the performance-related schemes effectively, what we have to do. The Gomez, Media, and Palkin specify the following favorable conditions, where individual performance can be objectively and meaningfully measured, where the individuals are in the position to control the outcomes of their work, where close teamwork or cooperation with others is not central to success of the performance, and where there is an individualistic organization culture. This is the main, let's say, main conditions which must be provided by the organizations. So then the performance will be performance scheme will give us a very successful results. Let's see. So let's see the next one. We have a skills-based pay. The skills-based pay, the seeks to reward employees for the skills or the competencies which they acquire. The skill-based encourage the multi-skilling and flexibility, enabling the organization to respond more effectively and speedily to the needs of customers. The skills-based pay, for example, here could be example as a technical staff. Technical staff, they paid by their skills, like technical staff, like IT, like they have some kind of problems at the company, and they have to solve this problem. I mean, which is related to the technology, administrative technology, and so on. And of course, they use their skills, their knowledge to solve this problem, and they are paid based on that skills. So let's see, there we have also the profit sharing. It's linking pay to the profits, increasing the employee's commitment to his or her company by depending the level of mutual interest. The profit sharing schemes act as an incentive, encouraging employees to work harder and with the greater flexibility in pursuit of high levels of take-home pay. Profit sharing means based on the share of the company. And we have two types of the profit sharing, the cash-based schemes and the share-based schemes. Let's see each of them. Here is the cash-based schemes are simply to pay employees a cash bonus and calculated as the proportion of annual profits. And share-based schemes involve employees being awarded shares rather than cash, just shares. The cash-based schemes means at the end of the year, you will get the cash bonus, which depends on the depends on the market share of the company. But share-based schemes, you are not going to get cash. You will get the additional shares at the end of the year. And the purpose is to increase the commitment by the giving employees a significant financial stake in the future of the business they work for. And at the time, they're helping to align the employees' interests with those of shareholders. So when you have at the company profit sharing schemes, here is we have very closely link of the employees' interest with the shareholders' interest. And both are going to achieve the same objectives. So let's see the next slide. So under the share-based schemes, we have a type which called the savings-related share option, and we have an inline revenue approved share. So let's see them. So actually, this month our class going to end. When did we start? At 6. Here is I have a question. This is a share-based schemes awarded by the shares. The cash-based schemes awarded by the cash. I think the names give you the answer. So about the time, we have when did we start? I don't remember actually. We start at 6 p.m. Isn't it? Now it's 7:44. Okay. We have incentives. So we have a few slides. So let's 6 and 5, yes, 6 and 5. Let's finish this topic because we have a few slides only. Okay. So here is the same related share option schemes permit the companies to grant share options to directors and employees in a tax-effective manner. This means that they are given the opportunity to buy shares in their own companies at the future date, but at the current price. No, this is not last session. The last session will be on the next week. This is session number 9. We have 10 sessions. So, and saving related share options means when company provides you buy the share, you buy the share based on the future date, but at the current price. Means it will be cheaper for you. And the hope is that the value will have increased in the meantime, allowing the purchaser to cash in a TD profit. This particular government-sponsored scheme requires participants to put between 5 and 250 pounds of their monthly pay aside, and then to use the proceeds of the accumulated fund after 3, 5, or 7 years to buy shares at a discount of 20% of the price they were when the plan started. This means this is tax efficient methods. You can save your money when you buy at the current time, but or the future date, and then you can resell your shares at the more higher price. So next one is the inland revenue approach share. The incentive plans allow employees to obtain the shares in their own companies while avoiding tax and national insurance contributions. And employees can give such shares to employees to a maximum value of 3,000 per year. This is just an example. Maybe in your company could be different, not 3,000. And where employees subsequently hold the shares for 3 years or more, there is no tax liability when they are sold. And deduction in the corporate tax can be made equivalent to the amount of the salary used by the employees purchased shares. This is like when a company provides you some kind of limited shares. You can buy the shares till 3,000 pounds on the per year, for example. And so the disadvantages of the profit release schemes. The obvious disadvantage of the schemes is described above from the employee's point of the view that the risk that the pay levels may decline if the company fails to meet its expected profit size. That means when company, of course, if company get less profit for this year or lower profit for the next year, you will get also lower incentives, and share values can go down as well as up. This is, of course, when company the shares will go up, you can get a good bonuses and incentives from the shares. And when it go down, you'll get, of course, maybe you won't get any bonuses. And so let's see the pension and benefits. We have a fringe benefits that's called just like fringe. The features of payment other than wages of salary, which is membership based, offer attract and keep employees. This type of compensation has grown in the importance steadily. It's not intended to have a direct motivational effect, but are tax-efficient ways of providing the additions to the remuneration package, which is to the salary package. And these benefits include company car. When the company provides you company car, the medical care, the insurance, the personal loans, some kind of lunch meals, the voucher for meals and lunch, the mortgage facilities, the club membership, the discounts and purchases. This is a fringe benefits. We call it like a fringe benefit. And that's all. This is part of the question and answer. So we already finished the McGregor topic, and we are going to finish class also. And let me explain you your final project. So here is, look at see the group assignment. Here is the building a better workplace through motivation by the Kellogg's company. You have a case study based on the 4 pages, based on the motivation theories. And at the end of this case study, you have questions. Let's see. You have 4 questions. You have to answer for that 4 questions by the group. This is a group assignment. So I will answer for your question a little bit later. Please see the group assignment. Here is we have first question. Using 2 motivation theories of your choice, which are given to you. We had 9 kinds of theories. Explain the similarities and the difference between the 2 theories. I think this is very easy question. And second one, describe the benefits to the organization of having a motivated workforce. Like you have to explain why motivated workforce is good for the company. What kind of benefits is gives to the company? Maybe as the high productivity, let's say the good perform and good reputation and so on. And the third question, analyze the difference between the hygiene factors and motivators. This is, as you remember, Abraham Maslow theory. You have to give the analyze between the differences between these factors, between the satisfaction factors and dissatisfaction factors. Be careful. Look at the Abraham Maslow theory. This is third question. And the fourth is evaluate the benefits to organization of using different motivation approach. Here is you can answer. What do you think? What kind of motivation theories is the best to the company? And you can give them. You can give recommendation in your suggestion. What kind of motivation theories you can develop in your company, for example. And this is all questions given based on this case study. I think all these 4 questions is very simple, and you can understand what that means. And you have to answer group by group. And please send me the names of your groups and the participants of your groups, because I don't. I think as I know, you already have your teams. But I don't know the name of your teams and the participants of the teams. Can you email to me? That would be very great. So I have some questions. Sorry, I will see. No, I didn't get your groups, Miss Masuda. Please send me maybe one of you or each of your groups, the leader of your groups can send me the list of your teams. And this is, as I told you, I already sent you email with the PowerPoint slides, with this group assignment, with this kind of 4 questions you can see, and you have to answer for them. And also we have you have actually individual assignment. Let's see. We have 2 main questions on the individual assignment. The first, the learning outcomes of the human resource management model. The individual means not the team. Or each student have to answer for these 2 questions. You have to explain to me. You have to answer what kind of learning outcomes did you get from this model, from the human resource management. And the second one, my findings of group assignment means you have to explain your findings from the group assignment. How did you get your group? Who's your leader? How did you feel the team working means? You have to explain your team working actually. Your group assignment. How did you interact between each other? So this is the questions actually. So, and 1,000 words only. It's not so big. And for group assignment is we have a minimum 3,000 words. So I think this is what I would like to explain to you. So you have some kind of questions? Let me see. So please listen to me. You have two assignments. One is a group assignment based on the case study. This is a case study. The case study based on the Kellogg's company. And another one is an individual assignment based on these two kinds of questions. And the deadline, let's say you have a 1 month. Let's say our last class will be on the 17th of December. And this on the 17th of January, you have we have also New Year. Let's say on the 20 of the January 2012, you have a last day to submit your assignment. So I'll write here. The deadline. So deadline, 20th of January of 2012. 1 month, yes, you have 1 month. 1 month to complete your two kinds of projects, the group assignment and individual. The individual is very easy and very short. You don't mind about this. First, you have to answer for the group assignment. You have to answer for the question which is belong to the group assignment. So, is everybody understand what they have to do, what kind of assignment and so on? Please let me know, because we are going to end our class. It's already 8. You can check your email, because I already sent you all the information about the slides, about the assignments, and the deadline is on the 20th of January 2012. So anybody has a question? If no, we can end our class. We can finish. And today is not last session. The last session will be on the next week. Don't forget about it. We have one more lecture. We have one more class. And we will also have some kind of PowerPoint slides. And on the next class, maybe you have some kind of questions related to the final project, and you can ask me. Yes, if you face any problem with the question, with the case study, you can just write me, email to me. I will answer it to you. Don't worry about that. So anybody has a question? So no. Okay. So